Be excellent to each other and party on. We're back for another Legacy League, and today we're playing Esper Control. We have so much interaction here. We've got the 4 forces, we've got the 4 Thoughtseizes, we've got a Spell Pierce, we've got a Daze. In terms of creature removal, we have the 4 Plows, we have 2 Prismatic Endings, we've got a Shielded Edict for the Planeswalkers, we've got 4 Orcish Bowmasters to kill our opponent's Orcish Bowmasters, and we even have graveyard interaction in the form of Nile Spellbomb. We've got 2 Disruptive Planeswalkers and a Narset, and it's a Teferi, and we are able to close the game at will with Murktide. The thing I love the most about Murktide is Murktide can come down early and close the game surprise-wise, or it can come down late and just be huge and maybe have another Murktide, and maybe they're both 10/10s attacking because you were able to Murk into Murk late game. It's just a very flexible threat. I mean, it's arguably like the best closer in Legacy. So we have access to that, and then we just have a rock-solid mana base that is tons of dual lands and fetches. We've got 4 Underground Seas, so we can early fetch out a Underground Sea, so we can Thoughtseize our opponent. We have 3 Tundras, and we have a Meticulous Archive, and you may be thinking, isn't that a lot of white when you're just playing Plow and Prismatic Ending and Teferi? And it is because we have in the sideboard Wrath of the Skies. That's right. Our deck is not playing very many permanents that die to Wrath other than really just Orcish Bowmasters. So we can bring in the Wraths and we can wipe our opponent's board, and we can get 2-for-1s or 3-for-1s or N-for-1s depending on what we're up against. If we're up against a go wide creature strategy, this can get like 4 or 5 cards. If we're going up against like a Karnforge deck that's putting like Constructs and Urza Sagas into play, it can be an N-for-1. We have additional Graveyard Disruption and 2 Nile Spellbombs. We have Consign to Memory. I've been losing a lot to big mana decks. The new Ugin card is really annoying. One Ring, stuff like that. And I don't want to lose to it anymore. And I don't like Consign to Memory, but I think it may be necessary for this moment, even with Eldrazi out of the picture. Then I got the obligatory 3 Hydroblasts. I'm playing the 4 Force Negations. I just don't want to lose to Oops All Spells and to Reanimator. And I think the best way to do that is to protect your Nile Spellbomb until your first turn, and then play your Nile Spellbomb. And I think having 8 force effects will sufficiently do that. So that's the deck. We're going to play a full 5 rounds. As always, see you in round 1. Round 1, we're up against a big mana deck, most likely. Our opponent plays a lot of Karnforge. This hand is not really where we want to be. I'm going to mulligan it. This is much better. I think we put back the Shielded Edict. We don't have the colored mana for it. Bust out a Karn. We'll just try to force it, I guess. Planar Nexus. Key. I could just end that, because if they have a... Depending on what they have, and this is one of the reasons you play Wasteland, by the way. Like, I have 2 Wastelands in the deck, and it's really just to be able to stop, like... This Planar Nexus is one of the problematic cards because it generates so much mana. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and just take out that key just in case they have a monolith. Well, I could wait. I think I'm just going to ponder here. I can force the monolith. That needs to be shuffled. Yeah, that was 3 lands. So we're looking like it's going to take us a few turns to get set up. And our opponent may not give us a few turns to set up. Urza's Workshop. So they have 2 Urza lands currently. They don't have Metalcraft. Sadly, I will probably force a monolith. I think we force this. I don't like to force the actual cards. I like to force the payoffs, but this gives them so much mana in that Urza. They have this new Ugin threat that even if you like counter it, like they get a trigger. I don't really want to be dealing with that. So now what I want to do is, I think I just hold up the Brainstorm, and I am going to end this. You know, they would have had 5 mana had I let that resolve. They could still have the One Ring. I'll have to Brainstorm into a Force or a Daze if they do One Ring here. That is One Ring mana. Mystic Forge. Yeah, it's worth trying to Brainstorm to stop that. It's so powerful. We didn't find it. This Mystic Sanctuary is pretty bad. Or, I'm sorry, this Nile Spellbomb. Yeah, I think we're going to have to... we can come in with a Murktide next turn. Let's see, can we? Yeah, we could Brainstorm and then we could have a big Murk. That's probably the best we can do. I don't think putting Bowmasters out there is going to be good enough. We'll see what they find off this. They don't actually have that much mana, is the relieving thing. Okay, they didn't have anything to play there. I may be able to hit a fetch. Yeah, I do want to get a full-size mark on the table, though. We didn't hit a fetch, but we hit a force, which is great. So I'm going to put back the Spell Bomb, and the Bowmasters will be drawn next turn, and then we're going to Murk, and we have force up for their One Ring. And we're just going to try to kill them quickly. They have an Ancient Tomb, so probably 2 hits with this will suffice. And, yeah, Murk is already full size, which is great. We got very lucky finding that force. That was unlikely, probabilistically. As long as we stop the One Ring, I think we can handle everything else. Unless they get like a huge burst of mana for Ugin, for example. That would really suck. I'm going to take a chance on this. Let's see. I feel like if they had the One Ring, they would have cast it, though. I'm just going to hit this. Because this generates tons of mana for them. They could just be baiting. Key. So now they can Mystic Forge multiple times. If they need to. Okay. I don't know what's on top of their deck. But we're getting lucky here. We have a little additional reach in this Orcish Bowmaster, but it's probably not going to matter. I probably should have actually just put the thing on top, the Nile Spellbomb. Orcish Bowmaster may be able to surprise a subsequent Glaring Fleshraker if they draw some cards with it. I feel we've gotten extremely lucky this game. Considering we had a mold of 6, and then we had double force, which was really important. Okay, so they're exiling their top card down to 7. They exile a Karn. They're cramped on mana thanks to us hitting their Monolith. And I could have just, let them use the Monolith and then untap, Prismatic End it and save the force, but I didn't want them to have that big burst of mana. Okay, so they still don't have Metalcraft here. So those Sagas produce 1 mana each instead of 3. I am deathly afraid that they do find One Ring, though, because they can go crazy with One Ring. And then once you find the first One Ring, then you just keep looking and you find the second One Ring. That's fine. So they're going to exile the top card. They're desperately digging. They do still have One Ring mana, unfortunately. Like, I think if you take the One Ring out, if you ban the One Ring, this deck just falls apart, frankly. And we'll see what happens. I would be surprised if they ban it during the ban season, the ban announcement. This is absolutely where Wrath of the Skies comes in, and Consign. They're both great cards here. So we can take out all our creature removal. We can take out our Nile Spellbombs. Daze is not good when your opponent's producing as much mana as they are. Narset is good. They're not going to come after our mana. I'm just going to take out an island. So Consigns come in for sure. I think all our Force Negations can come in. Shield's Edict is good. And we take out Spell Pierce. I mean, it sounds crazy, but I'm not sure if this is even going to be effectual. Whereas I'm confident the Consign is going to be good. Maybe I misbuilt my sideboard because I probably should have just 3 Force Negations if I can't fit the 4th Force Negation in here. I do feel like Shield's Edict is necessary just so we have a removal spell. Maybe we could take out the Prismatic Endings, actually. And then we could keep the Spell Pierce. Yeah, actually, I think this is better because Prismatic Ending, Wrath just does everything, right? We want to be Wrathing instead of Prismatic Ending. We do need a lot of mana to be able to Wrath. So we're going to try to slow the game down and get to where our Wraths are wrong. This is a Wrath hand. Double Murktide. It doesn't have any stack interaction, though. And Wrath is a few turns away. This is good hand. I like Thoughtseize a lot against this deck. And we have Consign. So I think the card that goes back is Force Negation. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, we have to... maybe it's the second Thoughtseize. I don't know. Thoughtseize is really good against them. But I don't want to put back mana. The thing is, their top decks are so good. So let's say hypothetically we take the good card out of their hand, but they have tons of mana. And then later they draw One Ring or they draw Mystic Forge. All right, and I think I am going to take out this Thoughtseize. This is just max flexibility. If they have some explosive thing turn 1 that we need to address, that's fine. That'll get swept up in the Wrath. Narset is potentially good against what they're going to be doing over there with One Ring. It's really only good against One Ring, but One Ring is like the key card in their entire deck. Let's see if we can take a One Ring out of their hand. Yep, they have it. They also have Mystic Forge. They do have One Ring turn 2 if they want it, which is scary. So we're going to be taking that. Then we're going to be forcing the Mystic Forge. And then we'll have Consign up for the rest of the game probably. I think what I'm going to do is I'll probably pitch Narset to force next turn. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Narset is really good against them, but no, I think I actually do. I want to pitch the Ponder and live the dream of being able to Narset them. Yeah, here we have to counter this Forge. It's a 2-for-2. Paradox Engine is very scary, but they're a ways off casting that, so maybe we get the mana. Yeah, if I can get a Narset out, it's really good against them because it mitigates future One Rings. They can still draw cards, and it helps us dig and recover some of the cards that we've been hemorrhaging here. I don't want to change the composition of my hand for now. I'm just going to play this out and pass. And now we have Mystic Forge is done, Petal. Their hand is Paradox Engine, one unknown. They had another Mystic Forge. Well, I'm going to counter this. Paradox Engine is looming large, though. They can cast it next turn, and it basically solos us. Oh, wait, you know what? Yeah, I'm just going to do... I'm going to do this. There's no reason to put extra mana into it. We know their hand. Okay. So Paradox Engine is scary, but... Let's see if we can land here. Okay, if I Murk into a land, I'm just going to play this, and I'm going to let them have Paradox Engine, and I'm going to try to beat them. Wrath! Okay. Unfortunately, we can't use Wrath. So what I have to do here is I'm going to put back... I don't want to give up on Narset. Okay, I'm going to put back Wrath and Ponder. And then I'm just going to Ponder and try to find a land. This is not a land. I'm going to any order shuffle. Can I have a land? All right, Wasteland. It's not great. Well, actually, it is fine. So we take out the Ancient Tomb here. They're already dead in 2 swings to Murk. I just want to minimize their ability to play lands next turn. If they draw that Planar Nexus, they are like so strong. They'll have tons of mana. They didn't draw it. All right, that's great for us. Okay, so now we can stick the Murk. And see, this is what I was talking about. And yeah, we have the Force, so I think we've won the game. This is what I was talking about earlier when I said, like, Murk can go as fast or as slow as you need to go. Like, this is going to be hitting for two games in a row. Because our deck is composed in a way that, like, we can end the game when we need to. If you're, like, a pure control deck, like you're playing Jeskai Control or something, this type of deck just completely destroys you, usually. Unless you get lucky with, like, Back to Basics or something like that. Because you can't just end the game. But in certain situations, like the only way to win is to just end the game before they can get... Because their late game's way better than yours. If this is a monolith, I'll just counter it. If it's a K command, I'll let it happen. They have almost no mana. They're just cantripping for 0. That's fine. Alright, and we have Bowmasters as a backup threat. I love Anime Narset. She looks so cool. I think these cards are really expensive in paper. I stand corrected. You can get one in Japanese for $7.22 over on TCG Player. So I think I'm gonna get these. The original art's cool too, but like this is just so flavorful. All right, we won the match. See you in round 2. All right, round 2. We're up against an unknown opponent who often plays Beanstalk, but also plays Boros Initiative. I think this hand's fine. These hands have been very generous to us, like in terms of just like tons of cantrips and options. I love optionality. That's why I play blue. That and the fact that you need Force of Will to survive. Although I did play Pox the other day and like beat 3 combo decks without Force of Will. Okay, they're on some form of Delver. Basic Island Delver. I think it's too important that we get our mana flowing. I'm going to go ahead and just grab a basic island here and Ponder. I don't want to risk them wasting us and then dazing us and doing all that stuff with the Delver out. Just because you have like 8 dual lands in your deck doesn't mean you can't fetch the basic even when you have more lands. Because like the way Delver wins, oh, this is... Yeah, I mean, if they whiff, I don't want this Sanctuary, but like these cards are fine. Teferi can bounce. We need a lot of mana to do this, but we should have a lot of mana. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it like this. I'll just take the Bowmaster. If they whiff for some reason, then I am going to go for the Bowmaster. And they'll probably daze it, but like it's worth a try. 40% chance. Oh, okay. Well, not a 40% chance anymore. Probably like a near 100% chance that they flip it when they're looking at 7 cards over there. Okay, so Delver's going to flip. Revealing Bolt. Okay, so they are on aggro. So I think this is another situation where I'm probably going to just brainstorm and then shuffle. So I'm going to draw this Tamiyo, which is definitely more useful than Narset. I might actually put Narset back just because she's pretty bad in the matchup. Our opponent has revealed that they have a Bolt for our Narset, but at least this can like reset the Delver. I think what the dream would be like we find a plow and then we attempt to plow this. I think we're almost certainly going to take another hit from it, unfortunately. I'm going to go ahead and just set up. Let's go ahead and brainstorm first. Because I do want to put back this Narset. Okay, we definitely don't want the Sanctuary. We already established that. I'll take this land. I'm going to put back Narset. I'm going to fetch. And I'm just going to ponder. I don't think it's worth holding on to, or like keeping the Pierce up here. Let's grab a Tundra. That is the more important of the colors. We already have an Underground Sea in hand. Now I'll just go for a Ponder. We're filling up our yard very quickly for a Murk that can be a giant wall. There's Murk. We don't want these lands. We are going to get one. I'll take the Murk though, because I can play Murk out and then have Daze Protection mana, and then let's see, Murk will be big enough that like Bolt plus Murk can't stop him. Actually, that won't be the case. I think I have to take a turn to Teferi first, just to get like interaction out of their hand. I don't want to lose Murk to, well, okay, brainstorm. They may not have a second land. Is that what's happening here? They're fetching. They did find the second land. This could be DRC. That's not good. DRC is still vulnerable. So I think what we do here is we're just going to take a ton of damage, but I'm going to... Yeah, they can't easily put a type in the yard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Bowmaster the DRC with Spell Pierce up. Hope they don't have enough interaction to get through it, because this is our window to stop her. Or I mean, like if they have an interaction spell, they may use it anyway, just to try to flip something here. I'm going to let them resolve this, because if they give her Delirium, then I might not want to fight over this. Now, it's probably still worth fighting over. She's not delirious. Okay, let's try this. They have a Daze? They have a second Force. Okay, wow. This is the classic kind of like aggro Delver start. All right, thankfully, we're not going to be taking 6 next turn unless... Man, what a freaking start. Just like balls to the wall aggro over there. They have a Wasteland for us. They pitched a Force Negation and a Brainstorm. They're cutting us off white. I've got plenty of lands. That's not a big deal. Tommy, I don't care about. I've got so many answers to her if I just survive. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to Teferi. Teferi's not going to get countered because they have nothing on the table. Let's go get a Tundra here, and let's Teferi, and we're just going to bounce this Instile Aberration back to hand. Then most likely they are going to attack Teferi and not me, which saves me a virtual life. We get to draw through this. They'll have to flip Delver again. We have a Force up, which I'm trying to think of what I would force. I'm not going to force the Delver. I'll play a Tommy, or I'll play a Murktide out. They'll be unlikely to be able to interact with it. They don't have the Bolt in hand anymore. They must have shuffled it away. Okay, they kill that. Here's the Delver. I think if I just Murk, Murk's going to be massive, and then I just keep it on the table. Plow is a freaking rip. Gosh, what a great rip. I can even plow and potentially get plow back. So we're going to go like this. We have more than enough instance in the... Wait, we have 1, 2, 3. We don't have enough to make it full size, but it's close enough. I'm going to do this. There we go. Now they have like no offensive. We could plow the Tommy now just to prevent her from creating clues. I don't hate that, because if they have a Brainstorm effect, they could save her, and I do need to be blocking their aggressors. They have one unknown in hand. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to plow this. Now, end step, I can go get the Mystic Sanctuary, and I can put Tundra on top if I need to. And that'll grow the Goyf, or grow the Merc further. Okay, that is going to give them a trigger. They've been a land. Crack a clue. Have no attacks. Okay. Pop out that bauble. I am going to go ahead and get the plow on top, I think. Because I want to get rid of... I want to get rid of one of these threats, just so we don't die out of nowhere. We get a card. We get a card. I kind of want to see what I'm going to draw off this Brainstorm. I am a little... So if we clear the Delver... Let's see what I find. What can I find? A Bowmaster would be sick. Let's try to find a Bowmaster. We didn't find Bowmaster. We found Shielders. We found Nile Spellbomb, which closed the door. Wasteland's great here. I'm gonna put back Force. Well, I'll draw the Force. I can hardcast it if I need to. No, I can't. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna waste their red source. I can just reduce them to basically nothing here. But like, if they have a Merc off the top, that'd be bad. I think I just go ahead and draw through this. Let's go ahead and plow the Delver. And then this will stay small. And they're going to need double Wasteland, double... Next turn we're drawing Underground Sea, and then we do have Hardcast Force up. So let's go ahead and come in for a hug, and let's just try to end the game before they can wiggle out of this. We do know they have bolts in their deck. We can grow... Can we grow? We can't grow. The Merc next turn. But if they fetch or something, then they're dead on board. GG. All right. So we beat Delver on the freaking on the draw. And they had an aggro start too. We got a little bit lucky in terms of them not being able to get Delirium. Wrath of the Skies is tempting. Hydroblast definitely comes in. I think now Spellbombs come in too. We take out our Thoughtseizes. I'm going to take out the Planeswalkers. Teferi was pretty good there. Daze may actually be live. Spell Pierce is not good against them. Because I don't care about stopping their spells. I care about stopping their threats. Shielders Edict is just an expensive removal spell. Huh. Maybe we bring in one Wrath. Just in case we somehow get double white. It's... Like, if we can get like 2 or 3 creatures for it, they're playing 3 1-drops in their deck. They may be playing like a total of 12, as far as we know, with the Tamio and the Delver and the DRC. Prismatic Ending is an all-star here, being able to hit both sides of Tamio and their key threats. I'm not sure that Teferi's worth it. They're going to have Pyros as well. I think maybe we go up to 2 Wrath, and then we're just going to be really dependent on our ability to get white resources into play. We have 4 total. They would have to, if they waste us off white 3 times, we can't cast those anymore. In my humble opinion, the way you beat Delver is you just don't let them hit you. This is a mulligan, sadly. They're mulliganing as well. This is fine. I'm going to put back the Wasteland. Yeah, this is better than fine. This is like an answer to 2 threats. So we're just going to get our Tundras, and we're going to start going to town and hope they don't have too many dazes. Okay, Delver's coming out. I think we just Tundra, end. We could wait. There's not any time pressure. They haven't flipped it yet. They said terrible matchup for Delver, but fun. Haha. So I'm just going to let this happen. They're unlikely to flip. It's 40% likelihood, and they seem to be playing a lot of creatures, which makes it less likely. If I have to take 3, that's okay. Because I do want to be able to... They said they had double bolts in hand last game. Yeah. All right, so we're just going to have to take this Wasteland on the chin. Well, we should be able to successfully exile this dude. Hydroblast is a good rip. I'm just going to go get a... I'm just going to get 2 Tundras. The reason I'm going to get 2 Tundras is they can do this trick with Wasteland where they take me off Tundra with a Daze on the stack. And I want to make sure this resolves. So they're doing this now, but that's fine. I'm going to still be able to fetch unless they have a Stifle, which would be brutal. And then I can just go ahead and end this. Okay, and we still have Plow up. We have Hydroblast up. I'll blast. Yeah, man. If they have the second waste, that's going to be rough. We do have a Ponder to find a 4th land, though. There we go. I'm going to blast that on the stack. And then if necessary, I can plow it next turn. But if you let this resolve, then they get like surveils. I'm okay if they daze, because they're dazing without getting the benefit. So that's one fewer card. So they have Valk +2 other cards. They just scoop. Oh, they accidentally dazed their own spell, I think. Yeah, that sucks. Okay, we're 2-0. These have been really fast and really fun. We haven't lost any games. See you in round 3. Just a quick observation. Our opponent from the previous round said that they had double bolt. And if you recall, we wasted their Valk, and they didn't have another Valk, I don't think. Or they got a Valk later. It's possible that Wasteland on Valk saved us, because we were at 6 life, and they may have been able to bolt us out before we killed them. So a lot of times, people in the comments are like, why do you play Wasteland in your control deck? Just stick to, resolving big spells and going over other decks. But like, a lot of times Wasteland is critical to helping you survive. And I think that was a situation where we might very well have lost that game had we not had Wasteland in our 75. Round 3, we're 2-0. Our opponent is unknown. They have already taken a mulligan. We can't keep this. So this is an easy mulligan. This hand's fine. I like this a lot because our opponent mulliganed. So there's a high likelihood that they're on combo. Not a high, but above average. I think we could put back Lorien Revealed. I mean, it's access to land number 3. We're definitely going to open Thoughtseize. I can put back Brainstorm. It's a mid-game card. Yeah, because getting Lorien into my yard may be helpful for later. Okay, Yavimaya Exploration. So they're on lands. Against lands, in my opinion, you force what you can force. If they have Life from the Loam, we will succeed in like significantly slowing them down if we just force this. But that also means that they're unlikely to have anything that we can target with Thoughtseize. We might actually end up taking the Loam out of their hand and just putting it in their yard where it's even more powerful. We have to ask, are we winning a game where we do this? I don't think we are. I think we need to let this resolve and save it for like a crop rotation. But then like they could just crop rotate when we Thoughtseize. Yeah, this Spell Pierce isn't getting any better. Like, frankly, it's unlikely to play any value in this matchup. So I will go ahead and just get rid of this Exploration. Another Underground Sea, not really what we wanted to see. Yeah, Brainstorm, in retrospect, knowing what they have. Oh, wow. We're actually going to get stuff out of their hand, which is great. I'm going to take this Expedition map. I guess they are going to be able to Exploration. Opponent cast Once Upon a Time. The reason I took the Expedition map is they basically have the combo with Dark Depths, which we can't immediately answer. Otawara is fine. That'll be annoying later if we get like a giant Murk out. I think we ponder. Yeah, we ponder, and then if we like what we see, we can just play at an Underground Sea instead. There's the Murk. I don't want Bowmasters in this matchup. I don't think he's very good. I actually think about we could ponder again and then get the Murk because that fills up the yard. Yeah, I'm going to do that. We're going to try to end this game quickly. We can't stop Otawara. It's possible they play it out. So what I can do here is I can take the Murk now, and then I can just Lorien Revealed in the upkeep and skip those bad cards. Otawara costs blue mana, right? They don't have blue mana? It's fine. They have Dark Depths. When did they show the Dark Depths? They just found it? Okay, so we're screwed. Unless we can find interaction. This does cost blue mana, which they don't have access to. Exploration is going to come down. Okay, it does nothing here. Okay, so let's go ahead and Lorien cycle. We'll get a Tundra here. Now we take our draw. Is it a plow? No, it's a Murk, which is not great. We can fetch, and we can make this a baby Murk to chump for a turn. So I'm going to go get a Tundra here. And I think we Murk just in case. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to leave Lorien Revealed in the yard just in case later we are able to bring it back. But most likely it's just going to feed the subsequent Murk. So our opponent can just they can just make it at will. They could Disruptor Flute naming Plow, but we will have 4 mana unless they have a Wasteland. We have lots of ways to kill them. We have 7 outs in our deck. Because we've got yeah, they'll just end step it. So we really just have 2 turns. to get out of this. Opponent's hand is Disruptor Flute, 1 unknown. They played out the Otawara, which I think was kind of greedy. Not sure why. Lava Spur. Oh, Lava Spur Boots. Okay. So they're going to make it. They can't both make it and equip. Come on, Plow. Ha! That actually is pretty damn good. Let's think about this. I don't think there's anything they can do. They could Disruptor Flute, but then they won't be able to make it. So when they attempt to Disruptor Flute, see, 1, 2, and then 2 mana. Okay, like let's say hypothetically, end step they cast Disruptor Flute. I waste. They don't have the mana. Next turn, if they draw a land, they could go 1, 2, play it, but they won't be able to. They won't be able to equip Lava Spur Boots. So I should go ahead and attack. Is what I'm reading. Hopefully I don't just die like a dumbass. Oh wait, if I attack, and then they attempt to make it, then I can just waste. So yeah, this is all right. And this may seem like a brazen attack, but I feel like we've done our homework and we're fine attacking here because they can't Lava Spur equip. Wow. Okay, and now maybe we draw the Plow just as a backup. Narset. Yeah, I mean we can do the same thing we did last turn. We can Narset and try to find a Plow. Let's find that Plow. There we go. Face up. What say ye? Coming for a hug. They need a lot. I don't know what they're going to be able to find here. They're dead on board. They'll gain 20 if they make it. But they're not going to be able to make it unless they have to play 2 lands. There's the Wasteland. Where's the second land? If they have the second land, I think they can't win because they had to Disruptor Flute. All right, well, unfortunately... Oh, wait a second. Let's think about this. So here, they can make it, and then they can attack for lethal. But I have the Plow. So I'm going to go after a card that's not going to die. I'll go after Yavimaya. Right? Okay, so let's think about this. They won't have enough mana to both equip and... Okay, I don't know why. Maybe I'm overthinking this. So we go after this. They float 2. They can... If they have another land in hand, they can still win. I think I forced them to make it now. But they're going to sacrifice this. They're going to sacrifice this too. I think I'm going to go for that. Hopefully I'm not making some sort of punt. Because they're going to go for it either way. And then they're going to lose all 3 of these lands as a result. Okay, so they make it. Dude comes in. Now they don't have the mana for Disruptor Flute. Unless I'm like crazy here. Okay. They can equip, but I'll just Plow. Okay, and they successfully gained a bunch of life. Okay. All right. I was freaked out there that I screwed something up. I mean, that was a high stakes, but we are doing the damage. We're getting them dead. Let's go ahead and minus here. I mean, they're like so weak from all that. We'll take this Plow. Let's see. We could go... I mean, they're not going to be able to make it next turn. I don't think from 2 cards. I think I just go ahead and pile on. Make like a Protoss and pile on. We've tapped out of all interaction, but we're putting the screws to them. We'll have a blocker back. Yeah, Murktide is so good. I can see why people want it to be banned. I mean, it just makes blue like why does blue get all the interaction and the best fair threat? I will just ponder here. If I surveil... If I find the surveil... Oh, wait. Yeah, what I can do... I mean, I could do something cute where I kill them this turn by just putting the plowback on top and then attack with both. I don't know how that would get blown out. All right, I'm going to be cute. Actually, this isn't really cute because we can still bring the... They're 17. They're going to take... Yeah, they'll take 16. It's not quite death. They'll go to 1. That probably does shut off a lot of outs. The fact that we have an additional Plow makes it safe. All right, we continue our streak of not losing a game. That is a situation where Plow is infinitely better than Fatal Push. My client is lagging like crazy. I am way behind on clock. I don't have the luxury. Okay, here we go. Wrath. I think Wrath comes in. I wouldn't be surprised if they had Mox Diamond and stuff. I think Spellbomb comes in. It can hit Life from the Loam. Oh, well, does it come in? So, cards that come out. Thoughtseize comes out for sure. I think Spell Pierce and Daze are both bad here. Narset's terrible. That does give me Spell Bombs. I think we could bring in Force of Negation just to stop like their critical cards. Like stopping Expedition Map, they had to spend like so many cards to find what they wanted. I would like to take out Plows. Do we want to take out Plows? Because, I mean, Prismatic Ending is like a more flexible Plow. Plow was good in that specific situation. Bring in the Forces. Yeah, I think that's fine. I'll keep in the Edict. Bowmasters is meh. Like, Bowmasters actually is not really good at all. I don't know. I'm not sure that they're on stock lands. Yeah, Bowmaster. This is a great example of why Bowmaster is not great right here. We do have a good hand, though. We don't have turn 0 interaction, though. But Murk's good. We can go get a Black Source. I don't like it, though. I should have taken the Bowmasters out. I'm going to mull. This is better. I'll just put back redundant for Murk. Beseiju, Exploration. So we could force the Exploration. I think we do, just in case they have like a powerful follow-up. I can pitch a Murk here. Murk's like a good late game card. All right. So they got us down to 4 cards for our, and a Bowmaster. Again, I regret not boarding that out. If they have a Wasteland, I'd rather them waste an Underground Sea. So I think I'm going to go ahead and start getting sorceries in my graveyard. This Prismatic Ending is fine. We probably need land number 3. What I can do... Lorien Revealed is a sorcery as opposed to like a land. I don't know. I'm like not super feeling these. Prismatic Ending is very flexible though. I mean, we have a lot of sideboard cards we could hit. I think I'm going to shuffle this. That may seem crazy. All right, land. It's not the worst. They are a 4 wasteland deck most likely if they're playing just straight up lands. There's another one. All right, Urza Saga. We need to find that Wrath. We do have potentially double white. Stage. Hopefully they copy the Urza Saga later. And this is why I forced, because, you know, like it just gives them, they can really accelerate beyond us. Okay, so I can Brainstorm Shuffle. You want to do that? I want to put back at least the Orcish Bowmaster. Yeah, I don't need 2 Bowmasters. They might be able to help us tread water while we look for... Yeah, I'll do that. And then I'm just going to play this out. And if we absolutely... We can Surveil in step. I think that's good. We're 100% on Wrath of the Skies. That's absolutely what has to happen. Oh, now they have the Dark Depths combo too. And Sejiri Step. Okay, they're on straight up lands. So I am going to go get my card in step. Okay, so we're just looking for Wrath. Ponder can help us find a Wrath. Let's see. So next turn, we're most like we could very well be facing it and we need to plow. They've already played out their Sejiri Step, which is nice because we don't have to worry about them crop rotating into it. It's unlikely they have a second one. I think this is worth keeping just because this helps us dig. Let's go ahead and ponder. I think my hand's fine. Okay, these are not what we're looking for. I'm going to shuffle this. And again, I'm hoping that they don't have a Wasteland. If they have a Wasteland, that's really bad for us. At this point, I think we do go ahead and ponder. Wait. Maybe Bowmaster is too slow. Let's go ahead and Brainstorm. Mystic Sanctuary definitely goes back. I do think Bowmaster goes back since we're almost certainly going to Wrath. Then I can just... Well, this is awkward too. This Spell Bomb. I think Bowmasters can gum up the ground for a little bit in case they do create constructs. They may not. They may just like make it and then go find the thing, the Lava Spur Boots. I think this is good insulation against them. Yeah, I'm gonna do it like this. All right, and now we're gonna have to plow if they make it. They're making it. All right, it's important that I go ahead and get the plow here. So it comes into play. They're tapped out, so I should be able to cleanly plow this. They have tons of life. That we'll deal with that later. We got 10 minutes. I've been thinking very hard. Okay, so they should make a dude here. They're not going to make a dude. Okay, what do they have in store for us? If they loam, I'll be so sad because it'll be right before I'm able to do anything about it. Okay, they're going to go get another land. Oh, I'm going to have to plow a second time. They're going to go get the stage. Yeah, there it goes. And they don't have the mana to do it this turn, so we have a turn off, which is nice. I want to find a Merc. I think this is any order shuffle. I don't really care. Prismatic Ending won't do it. There's the Wrath. All right, so what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and play this out, and then I'll pass. And I have Plow Up. If they are able to make it and have crop rotation for a second Sejiri step, that's a bummer. All right, we're going to just draw. I'll play out the Tundra here. I guess I could Brainstorm. If I can find a Wasteland, I can kind of bully them a little bit. They don't know I have the Plow. Forced Negation is pretty good. I think I actually put the Wrath back. As crazy as it sounds, I know I was on Team Wrath the entire time. But now what I can do is I have Hardcast Forced Negation if absolutely necessary. They may make it now. All right, let's go ahead and Plow. Now, if they have like another one, holy cow. Okay. Now we're going to need to put the Plow back on top, I think, just to ensure we don't die. I may just put a Ponder on top here. I'm going to go ahead and hit their yard. What? Crop rotation. So we can just force this. I think we should force this. It's a 2-for-1. Yeah, like this might be the best Force of Will target ever that we're going to see. And now we can hit their graveyard. I don't know my top cards, do I? Because I think I shuffled. Damn, did I not shuffle? I may not have shuffled. I think this is an opportunity to go get a Ponder, just to ensure. Wait, I only have 2 in my deck. I'm gonna go get the Plow just in case. I'm gonna be a coward. Okay, now we get to the card, which is a Plow. Oh wait, we already got the Plow. So we're gonna draw a Plow for turn. Oh, I should have put Lorien. No, I didn't have Lorien. Okay, I'll play this land out. I've got plenty of mana. I'm just waiting for Lorien Reveal to arrive. Then I can Merc. They're going to start paying to take counters off. That's fine. Loam for no value. Love it. Exploration 2. That's fine. We need to get another Witherbloom or another now Spellbomb. We could Wrath. I don't think that does anything here. Well, let's see. Like they... Yeah, I'm going to wait. I could absolutely lose this game. Okay, they found a stage. That's not good for us. There's a Spellbomb. I'm going to do it immediately. Just get rid of that Loam. And draw through it. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, that doesn't help. Okay, we had the Plow up if they want to make it. And they'll have tons of life and we'll have to beat them down in 7 minutes. They're basically... They have one card in hand. They've got a bunch of stuff that doesn't do anything. We've got the both angles of their win cons shut down. We just need to find a Merc and get to town. Let's find a Merc. This is another Spellbomb and then a Lorien Revealed. I think we take this. Yeah, I'll take the Spellbomb now. And then I can play it out and then I can Lorien next turn. I think that's worth it. If they find exactly... what's it called? They can stop me from being able to Plow this turn cycle. But they won't be able... Yeah. They wouldn't have had the mana to do it. Okay, Mox Time is fine. That gets swept up in the Wrath here. Okay, I think I'm just going to draw through this. Because I'm tempted with all the stuff on the table to just Wrath. Well, I'm going to Lorien Reveal this turn. They're Hellbent, so we don't need to worry about them doing anything fancy. I'll probably find a land here that I can play. Hopefully a blue card for Force. Perfect. Okay. And just like that, I think we're doing fine. Yeah, actually, I needed to find a land there. If I hadn't found a land, I would have been dead to them making it. Yeah, that was actually extremely risky. Yeah, man, that was a total unnecessary risk. That was a punt. Huge punt. But luckily, it's probably not going to matter. So I think what we do here is we just go ahead and make it. Make the Merc here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get started with our beats. 5 minutes to beat them down. And then we'll try to find another one. I'll wait a turn to Wrath. Again, if they find like a... I don't have to let this resolve. I'm trying to think of what could happen from this. I think I'm going to let it happen. Okay, perfect. That's what I wanted. Because now we can Wrath that and we can hit a lot of stuff. And they're going to go ahead and copy it, which means I can also hit the stage. Okay, this is fine. This is 100% A-okay. This Wrath is going to be huge. All right, so we'll take a natural draw here. Another Delta. Yeah, I'll play it out. Can't have too much land here. Let's go ahead and Wrath for 1. This will deal with their stuff. I'm not going to wait. They can make depth something else. Actually, maybe, I don't know. They can make this into something else so it's not going to get wrathed away. Like make it into Dark Depths or something like that. Hopefully they just make it and then I can just Prismatic End it. That would be great. Just to get like maximum number of lands off the table. They're copying my Underground Sea. That's fine. So they don't lose. They can copy it later. They're just going to come in for a hug and we'll pass. Crop rotating again. What are they going to get here? Another one? That's fine if they want to get that. Another Urza Saga. I've got lots of Prismatic Endings and Plows. I didn't have to let that resolve, but I think it's fine. They're not going to race me with their Urza Sagas. They can copy this. I would like to find another Wrath for sure. Come in for a hug here. They have 2 stages. I'm just going to wait to the end step and see what they do. They are creating, and now I'm going to take this opportunity to didn't have the ability of the original. I'm going to hit that so they can't copy it. So they get a construct here. They don't have any Urza Saga they can copy, if I understand correctly. Malevolent Rumble. I'll just counter that. They don't bother attacking. Okay, I don't can attack. They're hellbent. Like, I'm going to win this game. It's just going to take a few turns. They're so low in resources, I think it's fine to just end this. My main concern is clock at this point. If they find another Urza Saga, it will take a while to get through everything. If they find Loam, that's devastating for us. I can counter it for 1 turn, but then I have to find a removal spell. Pithing Needle. Just going to go ahead and fetch, so I don't have to worry about that. Not sure what they would name here. It's not going to matter. Wasteland, yeah, that's fine. I've got 1 Wasteland left in my deck. I'm just going to hold this. I'll F6 through the turn. I can't F6 through their turn because they could force. Or they could play something that I need to force. I'm just going to counter this. We have to hit them like 4 more times. Unless we find another Merc. Find another Merc, we just turbo it. This Wrath's good. I'm going to hold it. Again, like, Life from the Loam completely blows the game open if they can find it. Because they could produce another dude. Another Merit Lage. There it is. There's freaking is. My goodness. Okay, we'll see what they do. They can only play 1 land per turn, but it's probably going to be the Dark Depths. Because that buys... Oh, okay. That's fine. That works out well for me. So I'll just Wrath. Bowmasters does help the clock. Yeah, it takes like a turn off the clock. They Loam again. Depths. Yeah, I'm actually not sure if I can win anymore with the clock. I've got to attack so many times. I'm going to go ahead and do this. It doesn't matter to like hold it back. Might as well go in. If they make it this turn, then I can just plow it and keep attacking. They can keep presenting it, unfortunately. I'll spell them is very good here. Let's go ahead and do it. They do not. They do have Loam in hand, so I need a. Gosh, I think I just attack everything and then I plow. Am I gonna? Is there a way I've screwed this up? They make it. That's fine. We plow. 1 minute left. I don't know if I can beat them now. I'm gonna go ahead and do this now. I don't know what they have in hand. They could eventually draw to like an answer, but I don't have time to like just be chilling, waiting. Okay, that's not a good draw. Okay, F6. I'm gonna F6 through their turn as well. They can Loam and start dredging and doing stuff like that. They found another Urza Saga. I don't think it'll matter. I don't really have the time to cast this. I should though. Oh, the freaking Tabernacle! You troll. That is really bad for me. All right, let's attack. It's F6 through the turn. They're doing trolly stuff. Lands that players love to do this with Tabernacle. It's so annoying. I've got this game. I've totally got this game, but the Tabernacle came out, and it's my fault. I didn't manage my time. If they have like Maze of Ith or something like that, they can go get the thing that lets them search for a land, and then they can get the Maze of Ith out, and then they can use my freaking Merc. It sucks. Oh, sucks losing this game. Did we already hit their expedition map is in exile. If they have another one, they can use it. They can also just check out and like go get a coffee and do all kinds of trolly things. I have 14 seconds. I'm not going anywhere. I'm sitting here on the edge of my seat, basically. Lava Spur Boots. They needed like something to gain life. Mox Diamond. Loam. Stage. Come on. Come on, freaking MTGO. Don't do this to me. Now my opponent's doing all this weird tap on tap stuff. I win. Holy cow, 0 seconds on the clock. We won it. Take that, Lance. Oh my goodness. I just want to recognize that everything they did was within their bounds. It's not like they're like cheating by, playing under the clock or anything. I managed my time to the best of my ability. It was a computationally intensive match. But we won. Gosh, like if I was quiet there, I was like F6ing and like, oh my goodness, that was intense. All right, I'm going to go get some tea and kind of do some stretching, and then I'll be back for the final 2 rounds. We're 3-0. Round 4, we're 3-0. We're up against what I like to call old school ninjas. I think this is fine. So what this deck does is it plays a bunch of basic lands, and it also plays Daze, and it doesn't play Wasteland. So as long as we get out of range of Daze, the Dazes are bad cards in their deck. Ponder, this is a great start because they are like just a straight up aggro deck, basically. You can take a look at the list. So Tamiyo's, Baleful Strix. I mean, it's a little controlly, but like really they're just trying to kill you with like Yuriko and stuff like that. So the fact that we have lots of unconditional exile-based removal should be good here. All right. That is a little bit too much land. I'm going to go ahead and just make them think we're tempo. They didn't have a turn 1 threat, which is great for us. Okay, so they are not playing... they do have 4 Bowmaster, but they're not playing the crappy ninja cards. They are really low on land. 18 lands. Yeah, I think that... So if that's the case, we definitely do want to keep these, and we want both of these cards. How many Thoughtseizes do they play? The correct number of Thoughtseizes to play right now is 4, and they're playing 0. And I say that with authority. Okay, so we'll definitely keep the... just in case they are playing Thoughtseize and have come to their senses, I will hide the Bowmaster on the top, and we'll just pass. And basically what we're trying to do here is just get out of the early game. Aside from Kaito, they have 2 Shielded Edict and 1 Murderous Cut. They can go after our Merc. Prismatic Vista. Strix. I'm going to attempt to daze this just because like this is card advantage and it does enable their ninjas. And if they daze back, it'll be a bummer. They have 3 dazes in their deck. Yeah, they did have the daze. Okay, that's a beating. We probably just lost, unfortunately. Because they got a 2-for-1 and they set us back. So I'm going to play at this Strand, and then we're going to just fetch our Surveil land here if they don't play something that needs to be pierced. Yeah, that Strix was really clutch. Like, the fact that they were able to daze it. I don't like giving my opponents 2-for-1s. We did have the Bowmaster coming, but I'd like to use a Bowmaster on their Bowmaster, not on a Strix. How many Strixes do they play? They play 4. So we may be able to get Bowmaster Supremacy and bully the Strixen. But, again, we have to have Bowmaster Supremacy to be able to do that. There's Tommy. She is cleanly removed with Prismatic Ending, and I'll probably just go for that next turn. I'm going to take this Strix attack. They opt not to attack. That's interesting. I think it's free to attack there. So Archive. I'm going to keep every single Bowmaster that comes my way. So I'm going to go ahead and just hold up Pierce and end the Tommy. And we're going to play around the remaining dazes, because getting dazed twice would be a bummer. And they can't brainstorm here. Okay, cool. Getting some server lag, which with how slowly I play is always worrying. A lot of the decks I play are just so robust that I feel like I'm almost playing against the clock more than my opponent, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like if I had enough time, like if they change the chess clock, I can just completely dominate. Maybe that's hyperbole. That sounds grandiose. I'm having illusions of grandeur here. All right, we are going to attempt to pierce this so we don't get Tommy flip here. If they have yet another daze, it'll be tilting, to say the least, considering they play 3. Okay, they didn't have it. They are attacking this time. Okay.
So we can just plop down this Merc, and we can waste this. This is a rare situation where Wasteland is good against them. Then they can't attack in. I think I'm going to do it. They may have a Shieldred's Edict. That's fine. But now they're going to need the Brainstorm for the Tommy. And we will have Shieldred's Edict. So we took them off Sink into Stupor. We did not take them off Shieldred's Edict, though. They can keep attacking. They haven't had ninjutsu creatures yet. This is Shieldred's Edict. Bowmaster, that's fine. That's kind of desperate. Now we just Bowmaster their Bowmaster, and they're really in trouble. They're trying to go aggro is what they're trying to do. I won't have it. I'm not going to be attacking. This Murktide is purely defensive. They could have attacked with the Strix for sure. All right, so let's just drop the... I'll drop the... Oh. Hello. I think I go ahead and Thoughtseize them first. Just make sure they don't have another... Oh, Kaito. Yeah, Kaito's kind of scary here. I think we just take the Kaito and then we just Bowmaster them. And they could rip another Bowmasters, but we can answer that. I could have gone after the Strix and just started beating them in the face, but I don't want them to draw out of their situation. I'll just Bowmaster again next turn, and then they're not going to be able to regain Bowmaster Supremacy easily. They may just have to like force pitch something if that happens. If they attack, I can't block the Kaito, or I can't block the Strix, but I can block everything else, and I will. Like, because that'll mean they're going to ninjutsu something. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to Brainstorm, and I'm going to hope that brings out the Bowmaster. Okay, they didn't have the Bowmaster. That's good to know. We can put back these two Stinky lands. We could go ahead and Thoughtseize them again. We could do that next turn. So, if we hit the Strix and we just attack them, they're dead in like 2 turns. They can't crack clues even if they get the clues. I think we could chill another turn just to be sure. We could also just potentially Brainstorm into a... what would we Brainstorm into that would... Like a Force? No. I don't want to get this other Bowmaster forced. But if they do, it's a 2-for-1. We can always fetch something else based on what happens here. They may force this. So I feel confident they have a blue card in their hand. Otherwise, they wouldn't even be thinking about this. They do force. Okay. And they pitched a Ponder there. All right, we're just going to chill. There's no point in attacking. I'll wait another... I'm going to fetch just to clear the bad cards on top. And then I will Brainstorm next turn. But there is some risk that they could draw a Bowmaster. We may just stay here for a few turns and be patient. In terms of clocks, we're pretty even. They would need a land and a Kaito for me to be scared. They play out like a Yuriko or something like that. It's not a big deal. I won't block Strix, though. So, actually, Yuriko is really good. But Strix is... Yeah. I can't do anything about this, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm going to let it happen. So, now they can create a clue. All right, I'm not going to use my my land yet. I'm just going to go to Tundra. See if we can find... Prismatic Ending would be good. They've already gotten a 2-for-1, unfortunately. As long as Orcus Bowmasters is out, they can't realize that 2-for-1. Best thing I can do is just Brainstorm into another Orcus Bowmaster so we can clear the path and start beating face. Don't want this force at all. Teferi's fine. We just bounce Strix to hand. I'm going to put back the island and the force. Well, I'm going to redraw the force, I guess. No, wait. I could just Ponder. Yeah, I'm going to Ponder first because there's not really a good... Well, we bounce Tomio back to hand. I need to get rid of Tomio. I'll Teferi next turn. If I can find a Merc, that'd be good too. I'm going to any order shuffle this. Come on, good card. I want to find a Plow, I guess, for Tomio. There's the Bowmaster, and Lorien Revealed is good too. So we can take the Bowmaster, and the next turn we could Lorien Revealed, and yeah, I'll do that. Okay, and now we're just going to chill for a turn cycle. So next turn I can Lorien Revealed for the Surveil land, and then put Lorien Revealed back on top. And that should break parity. Hopefully they draw some cantrips. If they draw a Bowmaster, I can answer it, but it'd still be frustrating. Because then I wouldn't be able to target the Strix. They have a Ninja. Did they draw a freaking Bowmasters? I'm going to let the Ninja come in. Because I'm about to buff this, and if they have a Bowmasters, they can shoot my thing, but I want my Orc army still. Yeah, they got really lucky if they found... Oh, okay. Never mind. All right, so we get a Lorien revealed. I'm kind of worried that if I cast the first Bowmaster, I think what I need to do is go ahead and Teferi, and then I can plus Teferi. And then at least we won't have to worry about surprise Bowmasters. I think they may have a Bowmaster here. Okay, well now we don't have to worry about surprise Bowmasters. We just bounce... We can bounce the Orc, draw a card. No, because they could kill with Strix. I think we just have to plus here. Then we'll chill. This is surgery right here. Like, this deck is really hard to play because you don't have Beanstalk to, like, just pull really far ahead. You need to make every single card count. It's fun. I do think Beanstalk kind of, like, makes, you know, control less interesting just because you get so many freaking cards that it can allow you to punt several times and still win. This deck we're playing right now, like, if you punt, you're going to lose. Okay, so they can't do anything at instant speed, so I will trade here. All right, this is great because this means I can Lorien reveal now. Check this out. I'm going to go get a... wait, actually, it'll be a turn from now. Oh, wait, no. I can minus on Tamio. And my Teferi will be big enough that I can Lorien revealed without having to worry about Bowmaster. Is that a greedy play when I could just Bowmaster? I am still kind of worried about Bowmaster. So why not just go ahead and Lorien revealed while their shields are down? Right? Let's bounce Tommy to hand. Now we can Lorien revealed. Draw a bunch of cards. Narset will be pretty phenomenal against what they're doing over there. They do get an attack on Teferi, but it won't be strong enough. Like, if they have Bowmaster right now, it would be good. Because they could... So they'll probably attack here. The last attack this Strix will make before it gets pinged out of the sky. Tommy's back. Okay. Let's go ahead and just Bowmaster... let's see. We can Narset and Bowmaster this turn. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and Brainstorm first. Because we have way too many kind of chaff cards that we don't need. Put back a couple lands. They scooped. Yeah, we were really far ahead. I appreciate them scooping. Because it might have taken me a few turns to win. But, like, that's what control mirrors. Like, a lot of times it doesn't even come down to win cons. Okay, so Wrath, get in the deck. This card is really good against what they're doing over there. Blows up Tommy and all her tokens. Note that we're not playing Tommy. I'm going to take out the days. They've already seen it. Spell bombs can come out. I don't think they're going to be relevant. They're not playing Merc. So that's, like, pretty sweet that we don't have to take out really any of our action. We just take out our kind of like I kind of consider Daze pre-board against combo. Like, I don't think Daze is actually that great in this deck, but it is nice to have kind of a fifth main deck force. As far as I can tell, they don't use their graveyard for anything at all. Baragoyf. Harbinger is a problem that we need to consider. Harbinger can wipe us out, and they have 3 of them. This is from a few months ago. They may not be playing Harbinger. Harbinger's a lot weaker now that they changed the Urza Saga rules. All right, here we go. Game 2. This hand's... It's got a Bowmasters. I don't think they're playing Wasteland. I think it's fine. Okay, Undercity Sewer. We got to showcase the strength of Teferi last game. That Teferi was very choice toward the end. They didn't even see the Narset, which is nice. So Archive here. I definitely don't want to have to force something. That is a definite top. We're looking for mana. I don't like wasting just because they play Daze. This is a really strong card. I mean, I'm going to force it. Please don't have a Daze. I know you have 3 Dazes. It'll cost them if they Daze it. Okay, yeah. That was essentially a 2 for 2. Paying the penalty of being on the draw here. There's a very small likelihood that this Wasteland is impactful and that that's their only blue source. They're playing so few lands. They're playing 18 lands, including those 2-face lands. Okay, they had it. We're not going to be able to... Yeah, I'll just Bowmaster this. Yeah, you might argue that I should have just Bowmastered last turn, but I didn't know if they had a Daze, and now I feel pretty confident they don't have a Daze, so I can Bowmaster here. It could be that they had a Daze and they just were like, I've got another one. That would be embarrassing if I have to force a Daze. I'm just going to main phase this. I will force their Bowmaster if they have one. I could have just ended it and then kept the Bowmaster, and maybe that was actually the correct thing to do since I'm a control player. Now they're just going to Bowmaster me and put me basically in the Shadow Realm. I mean, I still have the Prismatic Ending for it. Yeah, I think in retrospect, I probably shouldn't have even forced the first one. Well, okay, now this doesn't matter because we've got more land. It may be consequential. It's fine. Now they can cantrip again. So we get a 2-for-1 for their 2-for-1. So we're going to draw a card. We're basically a card parity. Plow's a good rip. I'm just going to come in for a hug and pass. This way we have Plow up. We have Brainstorm if they attempt to Bowmasters. We still have Force Blue card if we absolutely need to stop something. I'm trying to think of what it would be in their deck that we'd need to stop. Probably just like a 2-for-1 card. We could just Brainstorm now and get a perfect Brainstorm. I don't hate that idea. I don't really want to force anything again. But we may have to force... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do it. I want to get some good cards in my hand. These are good cards. So I'll put back the C and the Force. And now we have Plow, and we just have to kind of keep that up in case they come in for the... yeah, because the Bowmaster is definitely good. I don't want to lose to Harbinger of the Sea. Okay, they do have the 3rd mana. So they Harbinger, I have to Plow it. If they Tommy, I'll just Prismatic End it. Barrow's fine. I'm going to end step Plow that. I could just Prismatic End it, but then I'm actually still vulnerable to Harbinger of the Sea because I'll be tapped out. I just don't have any, basic plains or basic swamps. So I'm like very Murktide heavy here. And they didn't have the days earlier. They might have it now. If they do, then I'll just have to Prismatic End it. They force. We get a 2-for-1. Ponder enters the exile zone. All right, and now we just Prismatic End. It's pretty good. I still think we Prismatic End. Yeah, I still think we Prismatic End here. And if they have Harbinger, we're screwed. Again, I'll just concede to Harbinger. Well, no, it's not necessarily death. And the reason it's not necessarily death is because we have 4 Mercs. All right, they're at 1 card. We've got 2 cards, including 2. They're both excellent cards in the matchup. So they're going to need something really special here. Prismatic Vista, probably not what they wanted to see. I'm just going to be very patient here. I don't want to lose. Merc would be great. Another Bowmasters. Now I think we pile on. I'll just main phase it in case they will Brainstorm. I'm going to be doing it during an attack anyway. They can Brainstorm if they want, and they can keep the best of the 3 cards, or they can shuffle away one of them. And for 2 here, we haven't seen a single ninja this entire time. We saw Kaito. Did we? Actually, I can't remember if we did. But I presume they're on Kaito. The deck they're playing looks very similar to what I've been playing with my no reserve list, blue-black list, which I love. Got lots of videos of that coming. That's definitely the best no reserve list deck right now. I mean, other than, obviously, you don't care about being, a reasonable human being. Yeah, I'm loving this deck. It feels really good. All right, they fetch. This could be Kaito just coming out. 5. Okay, wow. That's a lot of land. Ingenious Infiltrator is fine. They have 0 cards in hand. I'm just going to be mana efficient here. There's no reason to wait. I need to clear this. They may just scoop to me plowing it. Then the best draw is probably a Planeswalker just so we can really press our advantage. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and plow. I could draw a Teferi, but a Narset. Let's jammer. You are not getting out of this, opponent. If we can find here. We have 8 creatures, 20 lands, so 32 in 60. We do get there. Prismatic Ending is great. Thoughtseize can go back. Let's come in for our 3, and we'll pass. Bowmaster is probably the best thing they could have here, and even that is just clear. Kaito, if they cast it, could do stuff. I'm going to go ahead and minus and see if I can find Teferi. I'll take this Lorien Revealed, I guess. I can take the Force. I'll take Lorien Revealed, because then I can just Lorien Revealed next turn. And if they want a Bowmaster here, I can just Bowmaster right back. I'm not going to play my Bowmaster proactively. I've already made my land drop. I'll just wait on the Lorien Revealed. They could have Oppo Agent. That would be something they could have that would be good against Lorien Revealed. Cycling. All right, good game. Final round. We're 4-0. And whenever I get to here, I play against Oops. We haven't lost a single game. I just want to point that out. All right, the pressure's on. See you in the final round. Final round, we're up against Caleb D. Super chill dude has a... All right, this hand's fine. They're on the play. I'm going to assume they're playing something fun and fair. And not oops all spells. Okay. Ornithopter. Okay, so ninjas. Redux. Double ninja. Or double Ornithopter. Okay, they could have a very fast aggro start here. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Swamp. Or the Underground Sea. And I'm just going to Thoughtseize and hopefully get a ninja out of their hand. Like, I don't know why else they would be playing these Ornithopters. We might be looking at massive damage here. The good news is they play tons of different decks, so they're not like a specialist in any one archetype. Okay, so they opted not to daze that, interestingly. Ingenious Infiltrator is also 2 to ninjutsu. Yuriko... I think we take the Yuriko, and then next turn we can plow the Ingenious Infiltrator. And yeah, we'll have to force. Okay, I got it mapped out. I've got everything mapped out in my head. So, they didn't have a second land, though. Am I reading that correctly? They didn't have a second land? They may not have it. Okay, they did. They found a land. So, they're just going to attack in. They're going to Ingenious Infiltrator. They're going to get to draw a card. I'm going to plow the Infiltrator. They're going to force. I'm going to plow back. Or I'll force back. And then, yeah, we'll at least have their card draw engine offline. Then so Yuriko's in the yard. Okay. All right. I'm going to go plow here. I think they force. They could have double force. No, they couldn't have double force. Unfortunately, we do have to say goodbye to Teferi here, but it's too important to get this off the table. The card that they pitched their force was a Daze, and now I can Thoughtseize the last good card out of their hand. Worst case, I just get an Ornithopter. I'll take that Brainstorm. You can have your Ornithopters. Hopefully they do not draw into a Ninja. I guess I could have taken the Ornithopter. Oh man, if they draw into a Ninja, I'll be so tilted. Because I've expended all my resources. They just attack. Are they just trolling me or do they have it? Oh, thank goodness. Okay. There's no value in getting rid of this. This thing doesn't matter. They have another one in their hand if they want it. All right. I'm going to... This is a top deck war now. Bowmasters is fine. I will surveil and hopefully avoid, cards that get punished. Like if I find my own Bowmaster, that's good. They are the aggro version with the Ornithopters. I think last round they didn't have those. Okay. They have Kaito. If they have Kaito, we're screwed. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and surveil. This goes in the yard. I don't want to be feeding them. I guess I could have kept it. Yeah, maybe I should have kept it and just plow. It doesn't hurt to just go ahead and remove this now. It's less damage that we take. I should have probably kept the Ponder. They could have drawn. Well, they couldn't have drawn another. Their card in hand is Ornithopter. So we're just sitting around waiting to see if they draw a Ninja before we draw a Murk. If we draw a Murk, we're in a strong position. They probably have 3 Kaitos. Okay, they're coming in for 1. This means they don't have a Ninja. But it could mean that they have a second Bowmaster. If they had a Bowmaster, they may play it out there if they're impatient. There's our Murk. Let's hope they don't have a Force. I'll hold this in hand for later. I don't think that... should we try to tempo them? Yeah, I think I'm going to try... Well, let's see. They could absolutely have like a Brazen Borrower in hand. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to go full size. The next one will still be somewhat sized. I'll keep a plow in the yard. That's probably the most flexible thing to keep in the yard here. How did we get to 6 life all of a sudden? I do not recall going that low in life. Did we Thoughtseize them? Yeah, I didn't even realize I was that low in life. Tommy. Okay, we're going to have to keep attacking. Ornithopter, they've got the blocks. Did they get like a giant Yuriko trigger or something that I missed? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do this now. If I can find a... if we hit the Tommy... I think this is a shuffle. I want to see if I can hit another Merc. Prismatic End. Do they have Brainstorm as their last card? We'll see. I don't want them drawing cards. Okay, I'm going to come in. I'm going to be fearless here. They're not jumping yet. Oh no, they have a Ninja. If If it's Kaido, the game's over. Infiltrator. So we're taking 3 here. They're winning the race. I still feel that it was correct to Prismatic End. They have another Tommy. Okay, so they have definitely won the race. We have to hang back now. Plow and attack again. I don't hate that. Yeah, we just telegraphed that we had plow. I'm going to go ahead and plow this. I'm going to attack in. I don't think we win by hanging back. Like, let's see. We hang back. We can block the Tomio. Yeah, I actually do think we hang back. Because they are winning just with that Orc army by itself. If we find a Brainstorm, we can flip. If they find Brainstorm, they can flip Tommy and they get a clue. But I will definitely block Tommy if they attack. And I'll just hope that they don't have a ninja. Okay. So I'm going to block the Tommy here. And if they want to kill me with a ninjutsu, I'm going to accept that fate. Okay. They traded their Tommy. Another Tommy. My goodness. Bowmaster, please. Please give me a freaking Bowmaster. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we're just going to chill. And we're dead to a Bowmaster ping now. They can flip this Tommy. Yeah, man. Our deck has not been kind here. I mean, the game's not over, technically. But it feels pretty over. What could we draw? We could draw a Bowmaster and then ping that. Lock them out of activating clues. Lorien Revealed won't do it. We need to replay this. I'm going to replay it. I have to block the freaking Orc army this turn, which is pathetic. But that's how it is. I'm going to go ahead and play out a land. And then I'm just going to play this. Yeah, because if I Lorien Revealed, then like they kill us. I have to stand up in front of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know how many Ottawaras they play. They could play Sink into Stupor. Okay, so we're just going to block here. And then next turn we can Lorien Revealed. Hope to pull ahead. Okay, and I will block the Orc because it's a force block, and if they have ninjutsu, we're dead. Yeah, I don't know how I got that low in life. I didn't see my life drop that much. I'm embarrassed. Okay, so first loss of the league. First game loss. Wrath is definitely coming in. Wrath is quite strong here. I think we basically decided the same way we decided last time, which is just take out the 9 spell bombs, take out one of the Thoughtseizes. Yeah. All right. Now that we know that they're on, it does change the dynamic a lot. This is a mulligan. We need more interaction. I want access to... Yeah, this is great. I don't really want to be forcing stuff. We're on the play. I think I'm going to start filling up my yard with a quick Ponder. We didn't see any Wastelands from them. They could be playing... I don't think they're playing Back to Basics, but they could be. I'll put back the Brainstorm. Actually, I'm going to put back the Force of Will. So we already mulliganed. I don't want to go even deeper in card deficit. I'm going to go get the Tundra, and we're going to Ponder. Again, I'm doing this proactively because I think waiting around for the Surveil is not good enough. I want to proactively fill up my graveyard for Murk. There's Wrath. That's pretty perfect. There's also land number 3. I'm going to take the Lorien Revealed. I don't want to show them Wrath yet, in case they have Thoughtseize. It's going to be tricky timing our Wrath. We want to wait until they have enough material on the table, like till their hand is pretty empty. They're wasting us, which is fine. I've got mana coming. So now I can take that land that's in the pile. One below this. I'll just take that. And that way I don't have to risk like whiffing on my Surveil. So they may be playing the INF's list, which plays Wastelands. No, because INF doesn't play Ornithopter. There's some hybrid. Like there's a lot of ninja lists coming up. The fact that we faced it twice in one league shows you that it's kind of trending. I don't think it's necessarily any better than it's been historically, but it is trending. People are using it more. Okay, fetch. Tommy, that's fine. I'll wait. I'll draw my land and then I'll plower. My philosophy on Tomio is you just kill her on site, basically. Since we have the Wrath, we can kind of afford to like be patient. They force this. All right, they may very well have a Brainstorm to Flipper, and yeah, so I think that's fine. It's a 2-for-1. The card that they pitched there was Daze. That could mean they have another Daze. I think I'm just going to chill and Surveil. I don't imagine emergency brainstorming here. I will want to get black, but I can get it off Lorien Revealed. Otawara. If they play out, like if they tap out their mana, I may just go ahead and Wrath to get rid of the Clue and the Tommy. This is annoying. Yeah, I can't do anything about it. So they're going to get a card here. Yeah, and this is a high mana value card, so Wrath doesn't line up well against this. Okay, I think at this point I do need to get action, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and Lorien Revealed for the Underground Sea. Just to make sure that I'm not spending a lot of mana like trying to find a land drop next turn. If I can find a Bowmasters is pretty good. They may have their own Bowmasters. They're down to 5 cards, but they're actually ahead of us on cards. Okay, so I'm going to start with the Brainstorm or the Ponder here. They did. That's a mulligan. That's a shuffle. Okay, Thoughtseize. I think I want to Ponder for a Plow. Prismatic Ending is not good enough. It's not bad though. There's land number 3. The main issue is this mana. The mana value of this thing is freaking astronomical. Yeah, I'm gonna any order shuffle here and try to spike it. Yeah, we're gonna take another hit and they're gonna get higher end cards. Man, yeah, I think they're gonna win. Unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna get the trophy. They're pretty far ahead. If they get a card off this, they can flip Tamio this turn. I shuffled away the Prismatic Ending. So this is their first card. Then they can just play Tamio and then they can just crack the Clue to flip her. Yeah, that gambit of me trying to find the other Plow didn't pay off, unfortunately. Baragorf. Yet another card. I mean, like now, we're still a few turns away from being able to Wrath. We really need removal. Okay, there's removal number 1. I could Brainstorm here. I could Thoughtseize them and then Plow. Oh, man, we're 1 turn away from being able to clear this. I think I'm going to play out this, and I'm going to use this to... I mean, my hand's fine. No, let's go ahead and Brainstorm here. And they still have the Tommy in hand. They've got so much gas over there. Prismatic Ending doesn't do it. I mean, we could Prismatic End the Baragorf, take 1 more hit. We could let them hit with Baragorf once. I don't want this Wasteland for sure. I don't have a way to shuffle this, unfortunately. But my hand is good. Okay, how about this? I Thoughtseize, and then I Plow this, and then they hit me with Baragorf. If they get a bunch of life, they get another card. But they're probably going to play a Tommy, and then I could probably Wrath and get rid of it. I'm going to put a Prismatic Ending on top. I'll play this out just to make sure they don't, double daze me or something. Thoughtseize. We're taking so much damage here. They have Snuff Out. That's not that big of a deal. Retrofitter Foundry is fine. Yuriko gets swept up in the Wrath next turn. Wait. Oh, I screwed up. I put the Wasteland at down 1. I needed the Wasteland to be on top. Didn't I? I think I put a Prismatic Ending on top. That's going to cost me. That's absolutely going to cost me because I could have Wrathed for 3. I could take the days and then Wrath for 3. But that's not going to be good enough anymore. All right, let's just regain composure here. I'm like freaking out. Like I really threw this game like by that one little decision. Okay, so we can clear Yuriko next turn. I think we have to Plow the Ingenious Infiltrator. Then we clear Yuriko, but we're like so far behind in terms of cards. And then we draw the Wasteland, and then we clear everything that's remaining. We can't clear Yuriko next turn. Yeah, I have to get the Ingenious Infiltrator out of play this turn. If I take the Yuriko, then I mean they weren't going to Baragorf Yuriko back to hand anyway. I think I have to take the days. That seems weird. They don't have a way to flip Tommy yet. We're going to take 2. Then we're going to take a bunch from this Baragorf. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to Plow this Ingenious Infiltrator. Then I'm going to end Baragorf. Then I can end Tamio as well. I do have the mana to do both in the same turn cycle if I take this days. I could just leave Tamio around for a turn cycle, and then I could Wrath her and everything else. Yeah, I think I take the Yuriko here. That does buff the Nethergorf, though. Or the Baragorf. Take the days. The problem is they're going to draw like a lot of cards. They're going to get a Baragorf, so they're going to get some value from that. We take Retrofitter gets swept up in Wrath. And we could just take Yuriko and hope they whiff. We could take Tamio, and then they... I think actually we take Tamio. Yeah, I'm just going to take Tamio, and then I'm going to plow. And then, gosh, they're going to get so much... Yeah, if they have to choose between Baragorf and... but they may be able to just straight up kill me if they put Yuriko in. But I can Prismatic End Yuriko. And then I can Prismatic End the... Yeah, let's see if they do it. I think they're just going to let it connect. Okay, yeah, they're just letting it connect. They whiff. No, Ingenious Infiltrator. And now they can put it in. Okay. Retrofitter Foundry. So they can make a dude and they can attack me. Changeling Outcast. Okay, so hear me out. Gosh, okay, let's keep calm. Okay, so what we need to do, they have a Daze in hand. We have to get rid of this Baragorf. This is definitely going to... Yeah, we're going to definitely take a Yuriko hit. There's no playing around it. Almost screwed that up. Black, blue, and this. Yeah, we're probably dead to Yuriko Strike. They can also put another creature in. But if we're not dead to it, then next turn we draw Wrath. Oh, we still can't kill Yuriko because she's a 3-drop. So we can Wrath the rest of the board, but we won't be able to get rid of Yuriko herself. So I think we're probably dead to that. Just because I messed up and put the weight... Well, no, because they have the Daze in the hand, so it's not really that big of a deal. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely threw this game, though. I'm not sure exactly how. Here's Yuriko. We take... Hopefully nothing. Hopefully they get a land. Brainstorm, okay. They forgot to put in a Retrofitter counter last turn. So I have to hit Yuriko here. And then they have Ingenious Infiltrator. I can't waste them off Ingenious Infiltrator. So we'll take 2 for that. And I just don't have an answer to Ingenious Infiltrator. But I do get to waste... Do they have a Force? They have Daze, I know that. And they have Brainstorm. They're tapped out of Brainstorm. They do have Force. Good game. Yeah, we're dead. The trophy is gone. I'm sorry, my excellent friends. Caleb D took me down. I'm going to have to analyze what went wrong there. I was really feeling good about that match, and then just losing 2 games. I didn't win a single game against Caleb there. I think it's just they had a lot of pressure. Like stacking the Wasteland actually didn't matter that much because when I saw... Well, yeah, it did actually. Because I could have taken the Daze, and then I could have Wrathed. They still probably would have been able to rebuild. They would have gained so much value. I'm not sure where things went wrong. The fact that I had the mulligan... Little things like that make a big difference. The deck feels great. I don't really have any improvements I'd like to make to it. I genuinely do not know how my life got so low in game 1, though. And that was really consequential because I feel like we could have won game 1. But we were on our back foot being attacked by the little orc army the entire time. I think 1 Narset, 1 Spell Pierce, 1 Daze, 1 Teferi. Those are the right numbers. Lorien Reveal did come up, I think, twice we drew with it. So it's a legit card. I think it's better than Stock Up because you don't have to, I think 2 Wastelands plenty. The mana felt fine. I think the mana felt great actually. Just having 4 of each duel, just in case you got wasted a bunch, you just randomly, organically draw them instead of having to fetch them out too. You could play on basics, but I think it's a mistake because you need to be able to cast Wrath of the Skies. And you need double white for that, and they're gonna, your opponents are gonna be wasting you. Maybe it was a mistake to bring in Wrath at that final round. It didn't do anything. It just rotted in our hand because it would have cost so much mana. But you could easily see, okay, they've got Retrofitter Foundry out. They've got Clue out. They've got this 1/1 Changeling Outcast out. They've got lots of stuff that would have gotten swept up in it. It's just that we were under too much pressure to be able to use it. I think that we go down a Force Negation. That did feel a little bit excessive, having that many. When we already have so many. When we have the Daze and the Thoughtseizes. I think you want to have 8 counterspells in your 75. And you want to have 4 Thoughtseize. Technically we have 9 with the Spell Pierce. I think we're fine with 3. So I think you could put something else in that slot. I don't know what you put in there. What's our weakness? We played against such a broad range of decks. We didn't play against any combo decks. But I think Consign to Memory and Force Negation. I mean, like, I would have liked to have had a Barrowgoyf, actually. Yeah, maybe we want to have Barrow in that slot. I'd like to have 2, because, like, Barrow's really good. Like, just imagine we had Barrow in that. Like, he probably would have gotten killed because they had so much card advantage. They were drawing like crazy against us. I don't think you need to go above 2 Prismatic Endings in the 75. Shieldred Edict. Frankly, Shieldred Edict could come out of the main deck. It is a lot of mana. Prismatic Ending does basically the same thing. There are situations where Kaito, I don't know. It's a control deck. Like, it's good to have 7 removal spells. I really don't know. Like, I'm not sure how to improve this. Like, I've been kind of like going back and forth on things. You could put a Barrowgoyf in the main. I don't think that that's necessary because you just close with Murk. Barrowgoyf is awkward with Wrath of the Skies. So maybe we had 2 Barrowgoyfs and we just play 1 Wrath. Or 2 Wraths. That could work. Because you don't really ever want to draw more than 1 Wrath in a game. And I think Wrath did rot in our hand a lot against lands. Like, for example, I think we fired it once and it just didn't make sense to fire it a second time. That lands game. So I think I'd probably like do it like this. Yeah, and you can't go wrong with having Shieldred. I mean, it's not a bad card by any means. It's definitely the best black removal spell beyond, Fatal Push. And I think 7 removal spells plus these big sweepers in the side. One thing I did experiment with is Tune the Narrative just to make it easier to cast Wrath of the Skies. Ninjas has a higher curve than most decks because it intentionally wants to have higher curve creatures so that they can get value out of Yuriko and do damage with her. You're not going to be able to kill Kaito with this anyway unless you somehow have Teferi out and he hasn't been killed by Kaito. Then you could Wrath and he would be a creature so he would get destroyed. That would be a very late game that you could do that. I think I'm going to leave it here, but I'll play this list again for sure. I like it. I like the white removal. I think Wrath is probably it's a significant splash, but I think it's worth it. Until next time, be excellent to each other and party on.